Say what you want about M. Night Shyamalan, but the dude knows how to tell a story. Split stars James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy, and is directed by M. Night Shyamalan. So I haven't been this excited for an M. Night Shyamalan movie in quite a few years. The Visit really kind of wet my whistle a little bit. It got me interested in M. Night again because, as we all know, the guy hasn't made some really good movies in the past decade. But at face value, Split looks like a really interesting premise. The trailer itself is a really good trailer because James McAvoy, this is a character that has multiple personalities, and they highlight that in the trailer. So even if M. Night didn't direct this, I'd want to go see it. It looks very good. It looks like James McAvoy delivers an impeccable performance. So right out the gate, I'm excited. So before I go any further, let me just stress that I'm going to be spoiler-free up until the rating. Then after the rating, we're going to talk some spoilers. So you have been warned. But let's get into the non-spoiler zone. So at the beginning of the movie, Anya Taylor-Joy, she plays Casey, and her and her friends, they're going shopping, and they get in this car, and then all of a sudden they're abducted by James McAvoy, who plays 23 different names. Mainly Kevin, that's his birth name. But he goes by Dennis, he goes by Patricia, he goes by Hedwig, who is really one of the most entertaining characters of his persona in this movie. For the rest of this movie, these three girls are locked in this room, and every time Kevin comes to the door, it's a different personality, or they never know what they're gonna get. And one thing that's really cool about this movie is you could take this plot and really just tell a superficial type of story. You don't really have to dig that deep because the situation alone is interesting. But M. Night does such a great job of digging a little deeper and telling the story of Kevin and his past and why he is the way he is. We get to explore into all these personalities that inhabit him, and we also get to know Casey and her past. She actually has a dark past that kind of helps her get through this mess. Also, there is this 24th personality that is kind of a supernatural entity called the Monster. And without getting into any spoiler talk, that is a really interesting portion of the movie. Now, everybody knows that any M. Night Shyamalan movie is more than likely going to have a twist. Am I going to tell you if this has a twist? No, I'm not, at least not in this section of the review. But I will say the ending of this movie left a smile on my face from ear to ear. Now guys, the acting by James McAvoy in this movie is top notch. The guy really deserves an Oscar nomination. I'm dead serious. He is so good in this. The way he juggles all these characters, sometimes he'll stick with one character for a whole scene, and then sometimes he'll do 2 or 3 characters in one scene. I like, first of all, his acting, but I also like the unpredictability about it. You never know what you're gonna get with him. Sometimes he's hilarious, and then sometimes he's pretty damn scary. And also from a physical standpoint, James McAvoy had to get in really good shape for this role because there are portions of this movie where that does come into play. So guys, in the end, I'm definitely gonna give Split a high purchase worthy. It is fantastic, really. Even better than I thought it was going to be, and I was excited from the get-go. So now let's get into some spoiler talk. I can't wait to talk about this stuff. If you haven't seen this movie, I suggest you do not watch this portion. So anyway, you've been warned. Now, in that third act of this movie, when Kevin becomes the monster, and we really get to see this whole supernatural element unfold, and it's right there on screen. He is really superhuman. There's no ambiguity about it whatsoever. We're dealing with a, I guess you could say, super villain. And I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for a big twist to happen, and part of me was thinking, because they had that huge red herring of Casey's past and how she was molested by her uncle. And so there were times where I thought, I wonder if she is actually the character with all the personalities, and there's going to be this kind of predictable twist, and if they went that route, I would have been really pissed. But no, they didn't go that route. This was actually in the Unbreakable universe. As soon as I started hearing that music, I thought, wow, this really does sound familiar. And then it morphs into Unbreakable music, and then the last thing the camera shows is Bruce Willis, and I got chill bumps. And what's funny is, like, I think me and my son were the only people in the theater that got it. Like, there were people leaving the theater before the ending even happened. And I was the big idiot in the theater going, yes! I was freaking out. I couldn't believe this. And it made me want to go back and watch the movie again because this is in that Unbreakable universe. There are heroes and villains. So I might interpret things in a different way now that I know the twist. So anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on Split? Looking forward to hearing them. Damn, I had a good time with this movie. Also, make sure you jump on over to Killer Flicks, become a member, where we talk horror all day, every day. If you look down below, you can see all my social media links: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Patreon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.